Hi, good morning. Welcome to Coffee with the Coffee and You show. Hi, I'm your host and our hostess, and Ayla, and I have a website called Creating the Impossible, about self-worth, self-love, um, about being everything that you are, your purpose is, everything that you were meant to be. And I work mainly with servers. I do coaching, and I'm working on mediumship, so taking baby steps, but uh, I'm taking baby steps, so I'm gonna um, um, it's my daughter's in here bugging, but anyways, taking babies to become a full medium. Sorry, my call getting caught up in my daughter just took out of the bathroom, and so they came in and they want to play full size collie. That wants to their thing. But anyways, I just being I just wanted to get about me. Start off with the subject, meaning I wanted to get to know me. So I go with my soul exposed show, um, and I am feeling and, and some get advice. We think that the person that's the advice doesn't understand because we've been. I think if you're a coach, it's hard for you to give productive advice. Been in a situation, so I'm all for, counselors are to use addicts or addicts, recovering addicts, people who have walked the walk and talk the talk. So, a abuse coach. I've had a lot of abuse, also as an adult, and stuff that I'm not proud of, but and angels in my spirit pushing me. I'm and I just kind of put the brakes on and didn't want to do it. Bringing me back to it. Come on, you got to do this. You got to go. And I was my radio. I had some helps, so I kind of delayed it for a week or two. But anyways, so I just like you, and that I was in my life that had I was first sexually abused when I was, and I got married when I was 19. My husband was 11 10 years older than I was, and he was mentally. Um, I'm a uh, Army brat. We traveled when I was a child. My dad's 7 Vietnam. We lived at Fort Bragg, Carolina. Uh, my dad was a staff sergeant from Vietnam. He wasn't mine, and so as a kid growing up, we had to find us. He would beat my older brothers and sisters up, and all saying, "I love you." Someone continually do that, and he stalked me. I was 20 years old, until I put him low and he knew I wasn't playing. So anyways, that's kind of a little bit about that. It's going to be an incredible journey, and I want on that journey to go on that journey together. From time to I also ask to join us, and I have lots of things in store for you just to have. I have lots of stories. You just have to stay tuned to find out what the last time we'll have time where you can about your struggles and what you're struggling with and want to know more, or if you want to know more about me. So let's take a deep breath, and so if you look down every now and again, it's because I'm reading my notes. I just things about so getting some of these shows. So some of these shows will be wrong. We'll laugh and we'll cry together. It's all about being human. So please know this is one of the scariest things I've ever had to do, and I'm doing, and this is my life part to get the word out that just because I'm abused or had things happen, um, uh, uh, there wasn't anything that you person did. Sometimes it's the around us that brings it to us. Me as a kid, I'd been around my whole life. All I knew. So when I met all I knew, that's all I could relate with. So sometimes it brings like energy. So happens. So anyways, I'm gonna tell you just a little bit more about me. And if I seem rambling and I'm out of the place, this is my debut. Um, I've posted on a couple of shows where the focus wasn't on. So just bear with me. So I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and I'm a girl. My husband and I have been together 20 years, and we've been married for 20 years. November, we met in the summer of 1994 when my oldest daughter was 4 years old, and I was going through the divorce from my first husband, who had mentally and physically just broke me down. Um, I remember the first time he slapped me, it shook me to the core because even though I had been abused by my mom and abused, um, to have an intimate partner that you that supposedly loved you and told you they wanted to give you the world slap you, it took me back. It took me really back. I was in shock. I couldn't believe he had just hit me. Um, at the time when the first time he hit me, um, our daughter was about 6 months old at his family's house or uh, his sister's house. I don't remember if it was just a Sunday dinner or a picnic or something. And um, I was raised that, you don't go over people's house and eat without bringing stuff. And so they had made a comment about there wasn't enough in the refrigerator for lunch or whatever, or there wasn't anything for the kids to eat. And I had some money. I said, well, let's go to the store and get to make hamburgers and stuff. So I went to the store and got hamburgers and chips and so just stuff for the little kids to eat. Uh, Women to eat, and we're gonna eat something else. I don't remember what it was. I came in and we were unpacking the groceries. He asked me how much I spent, and uh, he turned around off and hit me, and I just looked at him. I'm like, "You just didn't hit me," and I just kind of, I didn't know what. I looked at sisters, not me, and they were in shock. They didn't know what to say. Uh, and took him outside. And, you don't go around hitting wives, especially with a baby. And um, I should have known when that happened that it just wasn't meant to be. Um, so that should have been the first red flag. But um, it's okay. I got over it. I stuck around until my daughter was about 2.5, 3 years old, and then I just said I had had enough. Um, he would come up with the most wildest stories. Like he had this big old mass on his back, and he had came in, and this was when the second time I was getting ready to move out. I had already left him once, and he had begged me to come back. And I was in the bedroom, and I'll never forget that day. Um, I was crushed. I was crying because I had been raised um, that. Well, I mean, I grew up in church. I had taken my church since I was little because I lived in a very dysfunctional home, and church was my escape. And I had grown up in church, and I had taught myself that when I got married, I was going to get married for life and I was never going to get a divorce. And I wasn't going to put my kids through that. So when he came back, I had that in the back of my head that I wasn't going to get a divorce. I was going to work on my marriage. I was going to stay. But anyways, this day I had realized that I couldn't stay. The abuse, the emotional abuse had gotten worse. The physical abuse got to the point where he had started raping me. And I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to live the rest of my life being that way. And I guess he could tell something was up because I was in the bedroom and I was just in tears. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? Because last time I had left, he had went to a funeral and I had to work. So I had friends come over. He was on the funeral and they helped me pack up everything on, plan it out. So I was in my mind trying to, I don't have a job. I didn't have a car, didn't have money. We were living in his mom's home. Uh, I couldn't go anywhere without him being on top of me. So I was trying to figure out how am I going to escape this. And so I was praying and I was just praying, how am I going to do this? And he comes into the bedroom and he could feel, I mean, I don't know if he really knew something was up or was just being a jerk like he normally was and was playing games. But he comes in and I was I was laying on the bed because it made me physically ill. And he lays down beside me and he goes, oh, I went to the doctor the other day and he had this big old growth, kind of like cyst or something on his back. And I said, oh, did you? He goes, yeah. I had that deal looked at on my back. I said, oh, really? Yeah. And he goes, wanted you to know they told me I had cancer. And I'm laying there in shock. And the biggest thing in my head is like, oh my God, I'm trying to escape this man. He's just telling me he has cancer, the biggest like bombshell. And I'm supposed to be leaving him. I'm his wife and I can't leave him if he has cancer. How am I going to take care of him? And I mean, I just had a million things going through my head. And so, I'm laying there and I start crying even worse because I'm like, oh my God, now I'm never going to be able to leave. I'm stuck. And I mean, I'm just an emotional basket case. And he sits up, looks at me, and starts laughing. And I'm like, why are you laughing at me? You just told me devastating news. And he goes, oh, I'm just messing with you. I don't have cancer. And I'm like, why would you do that to me? He goes, I'd love to see you cry and act like that. And I'm like, dude, that's so cool. And so that just gave me more power to get away. It took me another 2 or 3 months to get the money together, but I finally just had enough and left. So that's kind of what happened with my marriage, my first marriage. Um, you should never stay in a situation where you're being mentally abused, physically abused, or being raped. I mean, the energy in our home was so toxic. So toxic for me, so toxic for our daughter. It was so toxic for our child that she wouldn't sleep at night. She'd be up till 2 or 3, 4 in the morning. And I was going to school at the time to be a hairdresser, and I had to be at school. And I would tell him, she's got to go to sleep. I have to be at school. And he would, oh, I don't care. And he never held a job, so it wasn't like he had to get up and go to work. Every time he had a job, he'd work a couple months and then quit or get fired. You know, there was always some reason why he couldn't do something. So, which was just very, very frustrating. And so it just became, I felt like my marriage and my home life was a joke, you know. Um, talking about that. This is so funny. I know that y'all are going to think it's funny. But you remember I was 19, 20, you know, married to someone that was 11 years older than I was. I had a little baby. I was caring for him, his mother, and my new baby. And one night, I had asked him, I said, what do you want for dinner? He goes, oh, I don't care. Just whatever you cook. I said, are you sure? Yeah, yeah. Just fix me whatever you want. I said, okay. So I go in the kitchen. I spend like an hour, hour and a half cooking dinner, and put it on the table. And I'm so proud of myself, because I'd been cooking since I was 10 years old. I came from a family of 7, 5 kids and 2 adults. So cooking was no big deal for me, and I was a pretty good cook. I still am a pretty good cook. And so I put, it on the table, uh, made the table look real nice, and call him into the kitchen and, serve him dinner, kind of like the 50s, style housewife kind of thing, And it was pork chops, uh, mashed potatoes, some vegetables, a salad, and something else I don't remember. And he sits down at the table and he looks at it and he goes, oh, I don't want that for dinner. And I'm like, what? He goes, oh, I'm not going to eat that. And gets up and goes and, I don't know if he got a sandwich or said he was going to go to a drive-through or something and get him something to eat. And I'm just, and, oh, hi, Kathy's. Nice to meet you. I'm just in here telling a story, chit-chatting with myself, recording it. So if you have anything that you want to talk about, let me know. I was just telling my horror story about cooking dinner for my ex-husband. Good. I'm glad you're doing well. Yes, I'm doing well. So, for some reason I can't hear you. Do you have a headset on? But anyways, so um, he told me he wasn't gonna eat it, so I picked everything and I just threw it in the garbage, and I was like just bawling, crying because new mom, new wife, and okay, thanks. I hope I don't bore you. I'm just kind of, this is my first debut show, so I'm just kind of giving a little back history. So, uh, thank you. So, anyways, back to the story. Anyways, so I get um, dinner all, or told him about the dinner. He said he didn't want any, and he leaves. And I'm like, oh my God, he just didn't do that. I'm crushed. I felt rejected. Um, and I remember standing in the kitchen just crying, and I just took everything and I just threw it in the trash. And at that moment, that's how I felt. I felt my life didn't matter, that what I did didn't matter, and that I was just a piece of trash to be thrown away. And to have your spouse or the person that says they love you do that to you and make you feel that way was just kind of horrible. Um, at the time, I was just kind of like, you know, I'd been abused since I was little, and so I was kind of used to it. But I was in a new marriage, and I had thought I had left the abuse of being at home. I thought, oh, everything's going to be changed and everything's going to be new. And it was all the same, but the abuse and everything was different. Um, and it was just kind of one of the hardest things to really, really deal with. Um, because I had such high expectations of my marriage. I'd gone to church and I had been taught, if you do this, 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 and this, oh, you're going to have a successful marriage. And, you had to love God and go to church and do all of these things. And I just couldn't understand why I was doing everything I was taught and I was still being abused. I was still uh, didn't feel loved. I still couldn't understand why bad things were still happening to me. And so the journey that I had to go on was quite long, quite drawn out. But I think I learned all of these things or went through all of this so that I could help other people who are going through it, to let it's okay, because I've been there. I really have been there. I've been the one that was sitting in the chair, bawling your eyes out, having your little one crawl up in your lap and wipe the tears out of your eyes and saying, Mom, I love you and it's going to be okay. Yes, it really does. And that's kind of why I'm doing this, is to show people that I'm here to help. I want them to know that I am able to help. But anyways, I want people to know that I have a heart. And thank you so much. I want people to be able to relate with me. I want them to know that I can relate with them. I want them to know that they're not alone. If I can do one thing um, with my radio show and my coaching and my support groups and everything, if I can help one person, then it's all worth it. So it's really, really hard. Kind of glad I don't have a bunch of people asking me questions and stuff today, so that I can just kind of be me, get some of this out, you know, take baby steps, because it's very, very, very hard. So, yeah, I'm taking a moment. Kathy's, it's like, take a moment, breathe, because I am getting overwhelmed. Being an empath, um, it has been very raw. My emotions. It's kind of why I, uh, you know, have been putting off doing this. I mean, I know it's been my life purpose and my soul purpose. And because I didn't want to be a basket case per se. Um, it's just, we all, when we think about the past, we all get emotional, and we those thoughts in our heads, and it takes us right back to where we were at the time and what was going on. And the biggest lesson for me to get past all of that was when I when I started feeling like this, when I started getting these real emotional and this real raw burden and heaviness on my heart, I would put on upbeat music. I would meditate. I'd go for a walk. Sometimes I would just get in the car and drive. I don't care where I was going, as long as I was in the car going somewhere. And so we would get in the car and just drive, and I had to just, you know, clear my head. And then later I would write down my feelings, because you have to get all of that out. You can't hold it in, because when you hold in all of those feelings, then you're hanging on to the past. You're hanging on to anger, and all of that brings in negative energy. And we're energetic beings, and when you bring in that raw negative energy, then it's going to continue to attract negative energy. And so negative stuff is still going to continue to happen. And then you're going to be like, why does all this stuff keep happening? And it's because uh, um, you're hanging on to it. You're hanging on all to that negative energy. So it's going to continue to keep coming. So you have to change your vibrations. You have to turn it up. Oh, hi. So you have to turn up the energy. Um, you have to center yourself. You have to get yourself in a good place. So that's what I want to help you do. I want to help you learn how to get in that good place and that good vibrations, and change things up and change things around, because I have seen how changing my mindset and the way I do things has literally changed my world. I've had miracles happen. I've had things happen that I'm like, that in my old self would have never had fathomed happen. I remember, uh, you know, not knowing where I would sleep, not knowing how I was going to pay my bills, not knowing how things are going to happen. But I continued to serve, continued to give money, continued to help others. Even though I was in lack and in need, I continued to do for others. And then the spirits and my angels made sure that the things that I was lacking was taken care of. So it's cool. It's that law of attraction, you have to manifest, and kind of like one of them things, you fake it till you make it, and so, um, you have to continually educate yourself. You have to continue to keep, um, things, positive. And, so Kathy's is writing. Yes. Oh, do I have you muted? Okay. Can you hear me? Oh, I can't hear you. Hang on a minute, I can't hear you. Hmm.
Right, you should be able to hear me now. And
Here, I hear you now.
yeah, it was something to
Yes,
do
there you
with like I'm Linz, and I work with the angels and present with my. I thought I'd come on and see how about you because I've read you, and I was surprised to see that there was nobody here.
I think my action
So I
is bad,
say,
cutting in and out.
and where being and makes you nice to meet you. I'm Linz. I
Okay.
admin of Can I ask you, right? Listening to you,
Okay.
my
You're
heart.
in and out, so you might type it.
Oh, Robert's shared your show around, and you need to come back. Hi, Robert. I've shared your show around, and I'm Sharp, who's a and and I was. So are you still there?
Yeah, hang on just a minute. I'm trying to get
Need
reconnected.
to click on your camera, and thank you very much, Robert. Robert may call.
Okay. Oh, Robert Sharp.
No, Robert at all. Gentleman at the partner. They are the gentlemen airwaves. They So, yes. Well, anyway, as we were saying, show up. So, I'll let you say something now. Managing with the switch
I'm trying to figure this all out, so please bear with me. There we go.
screen. Are you there now?
Hang on, it's trying.
Top left-hand corner.
Yeah, it's just my
There's a new
cam's not connecting or something.
I do that when I'm doing a show. Everybody says,
I don't know, it won't
out and
connect.
have to come in. So, it's all fun. But on the whole, well, very much on the whole,
For some reason my internet is kicking me in and out, in and out. So I don't know if I need to reboot or what, but if I get kicked out, I'll come right back.
oh, right. Okay then. Um, okay. Would you like me to carry on talking to you?
Yes, go ahead. Yes, yes. Now I can hear you fine. I don't
Get
know what it
kicked
was, but it
out, then
was like
we'll
going.
bring you in. Fresh.
Okay.
I've got a button under sure how you
If I have to, I'll log in on my phone.
have you got that set up for your
I have it set up on my phone as well.
done that? I've been on Intuit years now.
Yep. Hey, did my picture come back on? No, not yet.
But
Let's see.
saying about Sheila.
I can't hear
Brave
what she's.
enough. You're with
Um.
a very friendly spiritual. They're all very space where we listen to anything that
I don't know. I just, I don't know if it's your internet or if it's mine, but I'm only catching tidbits of what you're saying. You'll start saying something and it'll cut off, and then I'll catch the tail end. So I don't know if it's spirit messing with it or if it's
might.
my internet.
I'll go out and come back.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh no problem.
Thank you, Robert, for attending. Can you hear me okay, or is mine going in and out too, or just yours? Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just, I was like trying to listen to her and I couldn't hear anything. It would like come in and then leave and then trail off again. And I'm like, I know she's trying to ask me stuff, but I can't hear her. And trying to get my webcam to come back on, but it ain't gonna do it. So, anyways, I'm in Berlin. Yes, absolutely. So where are you at, Robert? I guess you don't have headphones on because I can't hear you. Or that you didn't call in. Because I'm not seeing any calls or anything, so. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I've been there. I lived in Raleigh. No, you're fine. I grew up at Fort Bragg, which is in North Carolina. I'm sure. Here you are, Kathy. I can't hear you, but I see
Oh
that
yeah,
you're
I
back.
just
Oh, there you are.
now.
You're,
Now,
yeah,
yes,
yeah, I can hear
hear me now.
you. Yes, I did hear you that time, but nothing now.
No, no time.
Huh.
Sheila,
There you are. I can hear you every once in a while.
right, so you're not hearing me very well.
Now I can hear you.
Move my mic. Oh, how's that, Sheila?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, in. Is
Is she cutting out for
a
you
bit of practice.
too, Robert? This is frustrating. Yes, cutting out. Okay.
Screen have you got?
Can you type it, Kathy? Because you
Go
keep cutting
down.
it. You keep cutting in and out, and we can't hear you. She's got her mic on. That's why. Okay. Hey, I'm figuring this out. Unmute Kathy. Hey.
Right, okay. Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, right, right. Sheila.
I think I
Um,
figured it out.
yeah, I was gonna say there's two. You go to bird's eye view down in the right hand corner. You've got the different views you can have.
Oh, I see it.
Bird's eye view. You're in the middle, and you get the people on the left, and you get the chat room on the right.
Yeah, I seen that. It's classic style bird's eye view. Oh, there it is.
What do you think of bird's eye?
Gotcha. There, I got it.
Then you've got all the mic.
Yes. There we go.
I'm going to mute me, and Robert is cell phone NC. All right.
Yeah, I see that. Try to unmute it, but it won't let me. Viewers muted. Settings.
Yeah,
Unmute
don't
all
mute.
viewers. There it goes. Ha ha. How's that?
Ask Robert if
Hello.
he's there. Oh, there you are.
There you go, Robert. Hey, I am new to this and I'm trying to figure it all out. She's helping me.
Well, you'll pick it up real quick, Sheila. I have no doubt about Lynn's a real good teacher.
Thank you. I feel stupid now, but you know what? You have to learn, you know.
That's it. And the IntuiTalks platform is a little more complex than a lot, so because of the video and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So
Yeah, because I've been help hosting on Blog Talk Radio, and it's totally different. So I'm like, okay, so you know, I'm still learning the end office on setting up my shows, and I'm like, okay, so I hope I did this right.
well, I think it's gonna be great. So I'm just curious, what's your show going to be about?
Well, I'm a empath, and I am a life coach. And so my morning coffee and you show would be just a time for people after they sent the kids to school and moms or dads off to work or moms to work, that they just sit down and have some coffee and take some time, uh, to love themselves, to spend some time, regrouping in the morning before they start their day.
Well, that's good. Everybody can use a positive start to the day, that's for sure.
Yes, that's what it's for, is to kind of, get that vibes going for the morning so that you can have a good day, you know. So that's, and then I also, like I said, I co-host on Blog Talk Radio uh, twice a month, 3 times a month, and then they just asked me to do another show on Tuesday nights on Blog Talk. So I'll do that. And then I might do one in the afternoon or evening here on my platform.
Well, good.
So,
you're going to be everywhere. All right.
well, you know what? If I can just get to that one person that needs to hear it, then it's all worth it. So.
I agree. So, yep. I only do mine show 3 times a week. So, and
That's good. So what do you do?
Let's see. I have in addition to the radio show, I do some contract work for doing business plans, help people with self-publishing their books, and I have a little side photography thing, and also a wellness store with essential oils. So
That's cool. See, I do. I have a store. I make T-shirts and then I sell them on it. I also just got approved to sell them on Amazon. So I have Amazon merch account. And then I work with Channeling Eric. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but I am the moderator for the Facebook group and for the media group. And then I do all of the website design and stuff for the Channeling Eric mediums.com, which we're getting ready to change it. I'm in the middle of changing it to eric.com. And because the person who originally started the channelingeric.com kind of dumped it, and it's on Squarespace, and the back end is such a joke trying to update and change, and you know how mediums are, they come and they come out, and you have to change it, and it's just the biggest headache. And so I'm moving everything to WordPress, and so it's been fun.
Yeah,
and then
I've done a couple sites with WordPress. I do on my websites just general HTML type updates for mine. So yeah, it's ease of update is real important, especially if you're trying to keep things current.
Right, and that's what I needed, was something current. I have Dreamweaver and was going to do it Dreamweaver, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if I do this, I'm going to be hours and hours constantly No, I'm just gonna do it in WordPress that way and just type it in and go. You know.
Really? Yeah, WordPress is easy.
Yeah.
Easy, that's for sure. Yeah. I tried using Dreamweaver once, but it was like, I don't need this. It doesn't need to be this complicated. So
Yeah.
for
No,
me.
I get it. So.
Well,
Oh.
good. Well, I'm looking now. You're going to have this show every day, every morning.
But that's my goal and my agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am. Uh, I have my days and nights sometimes get mixed up. Sometimes I'm up all night long because I get into that zone, where it's quiet and your creative juices are flowing. So then about by 9 o'clock, I'm like wanting to go to bed. So I'm like, I didn't want to do mid-afternoon because I'm like, I might be asleep by then or just getting out of bed. So, and
Right.
I didn't
Yeah.
want to do it too early and the more people couldn't join in. Does that make sense?
Well, I think it's a good time spot. So I think you do well there.
So, do you do mediumship or?
No, I've got my little intuitive bent, but no, I don't. I don't do readings or any of that. Um,
One in into I'm just being nosy. Radio show about
I'm sorry, you went in and out there for a second, Sheila.
um what is your radio show about, or are you just
My
work
radio
for
show
Intuitive?
is called Bringing Inspiration to Earth, and
Uh huh.
I've had it for a little over 7 years, and I have people, inspirational people from the areas of self-help, spirituality, a children's corner for children authors, or I just had a teen author who's Pakistani American who just wrote her first book about being a first generation American from Southeast Asia, and then also have environmental awareness, but I haven't had many people in that category lately.
Mm.
It's fun. I
Yeah,
enjoy it.
that's gonna be my next goal is to finish a book and get it published.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I have
We'll
to
see
say,
how it goes.
yeah. Well, I did my first one in 2012, and I self-published it because I just didn't feel like going the route of regular traditional publishers, and I just wanted to get it out. So anyway, and I'm glad I did. It's been fun. And once you get your first one done, then you're all set up that you really don't want to stop. You kind of like, okay, let's do the next one and the next one. So, but yeah. So I've self-published 3 so far.
That's cool. That's what I want to do is self-publish, um, because um, that way I control what's going on, and then once it's up there and uh, is gonna get the attention that it needs, then
Right.
I'm holding all the cards with the publishing company instead of them. If
Yeah.
that makes
I
sense.
yeah. I've had a lot of guests on who were at kind of the victim, not the victim. They were kind of held hostage, by the publishing company a lot, and
Yeah.
to me that's and some publishing companies, big ones, are I mean it's good to have some exposure, but even some of the biggest ones really don't commit a lot of resources to public, some marketing and publicity as well. So
Right. And then you also have to be careful what self-publishing company that you go with, because you are out there to take your money and promise you
yeah,
the world and then not follow through.
Yep. I've heard that story time and time again. So that's why when it came time for mine, I decided. I mean, it was pretty much an easy decision for me. So
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
now, do we have Lynn's back? Has Lynn's come back?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? I've been listening all this
Yep,
time
we
and
can hear
chatting
you.
in the chat room. Yeah, I've been listening. I've got to go now, but is your show going to be
That's
on
okay.
every day at 8 a.m. daily?
So you're going to come listen daily?
Is it on every day,
I'm
8 o'clock in the morning for you?
I'm going to try to be, yes.
Okay, well, I'll try and join you, and I'll see if I can get some of my English friends. I'm in the UK, and we're 5 hours ahead of you. I'll see if I can get some of my English friends to come and join in and
That
to
would
listen
be
to you.
great.
And at the moment, it's 2 minutes past 3 here in the afternoon.
Oh, well, it's 9 a.m. here.
Yeah, I know it's early. Robert's used to the time difference, aren't you, Robert?
Yes, I am a bit. So, but
And
yeah,
Yuri's already had his coffee and starting his
I have.
day.
I have. Yep. I'm all caffeined up and ready to go.
See,
Oh,
I went to bed at 1 o'clock this morning and woke up at 4:30, and I kept laying there thinking I need to get up, put makeup on, do my hair, look presentable, and I thought, and then at 7:30, it's like, to hell with it, I'm just gonna run the flat iron through my hair. You know what? It's morning coffee. When you get up and drink your coffee, you look like hell.
Yes, I
I
mean,
don't want.
you got your PJs on. I mean, that's before the day starts. It's
Yeah,
supposed to be comfortable.
absolutely. So yeah,
now you
I don't know if she cut out again.
Yeah,
I think
a
it's.
little bit, a little
I
bit of
think
those
it's.
issues. But
Yeah, I think it's her internet.
I've got to go, but welcome, Sheila, and thank
Well, thank you, and
you.
I appreciate you coming and joining us this morning and helping me figure things out.
I'll see if I
Absolutely, I appreciate it.
and I'll let some folks know too, Sheila. So,
Sounds great. Thank you all for
all right,
coming this morning. Y'all have a
you're
great
welcome.
day.
You too. All right, bye
All
bye.
bye.
right. Bye bye. That was so fun. So, anyways, I had a couple of guests and I'm happy. They were helping me get stuff. Actually, the show's scheduled for another hour, but you know what? I think I'm going to end it for today. But I know that we're going to have lots of people as it grows. And so I'm glad. I'm glad for all the help. I'm glad for the love. It really made me feel blessed. So, um, thank you, everybody. I will talk to you all later. Bye bye. for it to turn.